All right, all right, all right.
Alrighty, so we are live. It is Monday. John and Bryce again. So we're trying to make it where every Monday we're popping in here and just giving a quick update. So again, John Beckloff, I founded the Project Tribute Foundation, and then you've got Mr. Bryce, and Bryce he's coordinating all the magic behind the scenes of helping with volunteers and all the really fancy Facebook posts and all that. That's from Bryce, but he's definitely turning into to help me and I'm doing better about spreading the load. So, what are we talking about today?
Well, let's kind of go over what we've been doing the past week or so, and then we can kind of get into what we're doing the next week or two.
Okay.
So I guess first things first, we could talk about the 10th life saved, or not, maybe not specifics, but we can kind of get into the fact that we had our 10th life save confirmed. So that's awesome.
Yeah. So we did. We delivered in Watonga. We delivered to K County, and K County that was a huge turnout. Watonga was a great turnout too. Mm-hmm. And then the very next day, K County, one of the Newkirk officers asked for a replacement kit. Mm. So, and that wasn't a qualified life saved, but it was definitely medical aid was rendered that was needed, and they had the tools.
Yep.
And so that's kind of one of the things is we don't really ask the details. So if you're a first responder and you've received a kit from us, if you want to share with me the details, great. Other than that, it's just would you call this a life saved or not? And so then we did have so we replaced so there was 3 kits used this last week.
Oh, wow.
So we've replaced 3. And then we had a life saved. It was kind of an extremity was amputated, and they were able to put the tourniquet on and keep the patient stable. And then there was another one that the life-saving aid was attempted, but unfortunately the patient lost. And so 3 of the kits that we delivered were used within. I mean, it seemed like most of them were used pretty quickly after our delivery. So we've got replacement kits already in their hands, but I mean, life number 10, and then the fact that 3 individuals received aid through you all's donations, through your support, really. And it's such a simple thing. I mean, these bleed kits. Like the life saved, I guess I gotta give a better camera angle. So the life saved came from just one of these kits. They had the tourniquet. They
it's got all the good stuff in there.
Yeah, I mean, so our cost is less than, like, if they were to go, if you guys can buy these for $60, and our cost is less than that. So I mean, it's such a simple way that. I mean, that's like 5 coffees, and all of a sudden I can save a life.
Well, and on that note, it was 136 of those delivered to K County too, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was quite a bunch.
It was a good
messy here with these cameras.
Delivery
there we go. That's the camera I wanted. So K County was 136. Watonga was quite a few. So our big deliveries went out, and then we've got kind of coming up. We've got let's see here, Baxter Springs. I've got theirs waiting. I just ordered the Disney, Oklahoma. Their police and fire put in a request, and Jeepers Anonymous actually they donated for the police side of it, and then the fire side donated. So I'm using some of our revenue from the CrossFit event. And so we'll hit the Disney group, and
which was another amazing thing that happened past week.
That was fantastic. So Saturday, the CrossFit team, they did a dry athlon, and so I had never heard of this, but it was basically all the things of a biathlon except swimming. So they took the water out, calling it dry athlon. But the turnout was, I mean, the photos alone, there was just so many people in there. But not only that, it was such an amazing group. They were just supportive. They were very attentive. I had my misconceptions about what CrossFitters were, to be honest. And you're in the workout. You've
like the bodybuilding area.
Yeah. It is not what the rumors make you think. They were so warm and inviting, and just the normal people.
Yep.
And that was a really cool crew. So if you guys are looking for a gym to check out, CrossFit, everything was at each person's pace. I mean, you had people of all different fitness levels, and everyone was being just so supportive.
Yeah.
That was a cool experience alone, but through their help, we raised, it was $2,017. It was right.
It's insane.
That was in 4 hours of everyone's time. We raised enough to start funding more requests.
Yeah.
I mean,
huge thank you to them for making that happen. That's
absolutely
amazing.
Well, and so Brian and Kristen, I can't thank them both enough. So they both reached out, and Brian learned more about it through, because Kristen was the one that kind of coordinated it. And Brian said, "Hey, do you want to do this next year?" And absolutely, I do.
Yeah.
Who's the weird? So I think you're coming through. That's probably, I'm going to guess that's James Brown. Who's the weird guy? I'm going to guess that's James Brown. So we can see your comments. Sorry, my mouse died on me. This would be the moment. All right. Well, I can't. Where'd the mouse quit?
There you go. Yeah, you got a whole bunch of laughing faces. So I think that answers that.
Yeah, that's at this moment where I'm trying to go and figure out. There we go. I'm trying to share and I don't see the option. Okay, so if you're seeing this through the Project Tribute supporter page, on our end, we just see Facebook user because it's a private group. But if you go over to the Project Tribute main page, you can actually share it from there. So that's okay.
Don't take the liberty of being an anonymous character to say whatever you want either.
Well, that's what James is doing right now. So I'm pulling up my groups here so I can see exactly who that is, because I am 900% sure.
We got a Facebook user that says, "Please make this shareable. I am in Copan, Oklahoma, and have a shop called The Farm where we sell and give produce we grow. We are also selling your yard signs."
Yep,
there you go.
Yeah, and so we dropped off quite a few of the yard signs over there, and they. Yeah, they've got a great setup over there.
So probably the only reason it wouldn't be shareable is if it's within that Facebook group.
Yep.
If you go on over to our actual Facebook page outside of the Facebook group, you should be able to share the live feed there. But yeah, everything that's within the private group is kind of kept
it's not
private within the confines of that group as per Facebook guidelines.
Yeah, so we had to create the supporters page because on Facebook, if you did the hashtag Back the Blue, Facebook hid your main page, and so this was a way to keep the watching live from Baton Rouge. Hey James, crazy. I hope you went to the World War II Museum. I really do. So that is James. So yeah, the CrossFit group again. I just cannot. My mind is blown at how genuine, how amazing everyone was. I just can't thank them enough. That was such a cool event. I'm excited to do it. I look forward to anything to deal with that group. And if you're looking for a gym and you're on the fence, I highly recommend you check out Bartlesville CrossFit. It's over on Tuxedo. There's the hotel there. Is that a Hampton? What's that hotel? Right next to the Quick Trip.
Oh yeah, you know what? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. But they're right behind that. Yeah, they're right behind that hotel. And Brian and Kristen are over there. There's a lot of other folks over there, but they are phenomenal. And again, we can't thank you all enough. You all, yeah. I mean, the list is big of how many groups that we're able to support just through that $2,000. So thank you so much.
Super big.
We also, if you're part of CrossFit, on our website, we've got a tab for CrossFit shirts, and we'll keep kind of working on adding some other ones in there. And they'll ship directly to your house. And then we've got our Remember Everyone Deployed shirt that just launched last week. Or, hey, Mr. Ryan, how are you doing? Okay, what else we got? So this week, Saturday, I've got Okie Overland. They've invited us to do the pop-up shop. They're a shop in Tulsa. And actually, they are going to help with some of the trailer stuff, I believe. They're partnered with Tried and True, and they do the electrical for some of their the trailers and the off-roading stuff. So we'll be over there Saturday. So the sign right here, I'll have those in person at all of these events. $20. Now, if you want one here in town, if you're in Bartlesville, Dewey, Copan, if you're in Copan, you can go over to Mary. What was the name of her store or her farm? I think it was called The Farm, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. So she's got quite a few of these signs over there. Just pay her $20, and at some point she'll give me a holler. The Wooden Buffalo has a couple of our signs, and then Bryce has got some. We've got a few kind of stashed around town.
They're selling like crazy though, so if you want one, I definitely get in on them while they're here because people love these things. I got a couple for myself. So
yeah, we actually I just got another 100 in from.
There you go.
From the print or not from Cunningham's.
Hot off the press.
Yeah, hot off the press. They are hot in that Jeep. So we'll have the signs, we'll have the shirts, and then the following week is Burial Mound Shooting Center. And so if you guys aren't familiar, go check them out on Facebook. It's a family run business, but their farm is just this massive shooting range, but they've got courses and stages. So if you go on their website or their Facebook page, you can sign up ahead of time for their 3-gun or their run-a-gun or their night shoot. But they've got just these great competitions. Fun. Yeah, it's and I'm excited because that's where I met the Tried and True folks. They brought one of the trailers out. So when they do the winter stuff, I'll be able to start camping out and doing overnight stuff with them, because usually they'll bring everyone there on a Friday. Everyone can camp out on their land, and they'll do the competition the very next day.
Very cool.
The other thing that Refuge is, we are now going to be selling the bleed kits. So if you're at Okie Overland and you're looking for a great kit to put in your vehicle, I'll be there. We'll have quite a few of these on hand, and we'll be able to sell these to you guys. Same thing. Frequently at the burial mounds, people man, can I buy
everywhere this? At all the events that we've been at, people are asking, like, if like we'll have the kit out there on display, and people be like, oh, can I buy that? And I was like, well, not this one, but now we have that option. So if y'all want them,
and so that's the really neat thing is that Refuge, their goal as a company is just to get life-saving gear in people's hands. So they're not profit driven. And that's kind of, I mean, we're clearly not profit driven. But that's really the neat thing about Refuge is that, so what they've done is they've given us permission, and they do this for other groups as well. And so then the profit, for lack of a better term, we get to keep and then put that into purchasing more of supplies that we give out to first responders. Bryce got to see one of the newest items. We were playing with a thermal camera that came in. Oh man. So
it's a toy. It's fun.
So one of the requests that came in was from Dewey Fire, and they had asked for thermal cameras. And so we got those in, and we're waiting on a couple of for the Parsons Foundation actually funded that, and then part of another request. And so I'll put the video up. Bryce brewed,
it was super cool.
Yeah, he brewed his cup of coffee, and it was impressive. It's pretty neat.
Yeah, you got like almost like a laser coming out of the coffee machine, because it detects exactly what temperature everything's coming out. So you've got the coffee coming out at like 150 degrees, and you can watch the color of the mug change as it heats up. And then you can even see like your if you hold the mug a certain way. I just put one of my fingers on the side of the mug, and you could see the heat from my fingerprint on the side. So that's super awesome. It's really going to be important stuff when we get that over to them. So
and that's the neat thing is, so we don't just provide the bleed kits, we provide anything that can save a life. And another, I knew laser beam and sharks. The sharks was coming. I knew it was coming. So on July 21st, we have, this is our so twice now we've sent folks to training, and it was defensive tactics, and then they came back and were instructors. This time we've got on July 21st, and I've got the link on there. So if you're a first responder, it's free, and we've funded it. Nick Martin wrote a grant through the Cherokee Nation, and the Cherokee Nation funded it. And so part of the class was paid. Well, the class was paid for through that grant, as well as some other items. And so participants need to be a first responder, and volunteer, whatever, just first responder. July 21st, there's a morning session. I think that one's completely full at this point. And it's 4 hours. So the afternoon session will run in Bartlesville, July 21st from 1 o'clock to 5. And it's over at Tri-County in, I think, the Cherokee room, which is fitting because the Cherokee Nation funded it.
There you go.
But the Refuge Medical Training team is going to come out, and they're going to do so I'm calling it the Stop the Bleed class, but it's their Responder 1 class. So they're going to go over the bleed kit, all the proper ways to deploy the bleed kit. Yeah, the morning one's full. It's the afternoon one's the one that, and we just released a couple more seats. So I think there's 19 seats. It's a free class. You're going to walk away with a kit. You're going to walk away with training. And also, the Refuge team let me know that it does count for the CLEAT continuing ed.
Oh, wow. There you go.
So yeah, free training, free continuing ed.
Please go sign up if you're a first responder. If you're not a first responder, please let your first responder friends, family, please let them know to go sign up for that. Because like John said, it is free. So we'd love to book up that entire class and get as many people trained up on these kits and some life-saving procedures as we possibly can. So
and that's so from the bleed kits to the thermal cameras to the rope devices. Hopefully soon we'll be able to start funding ballistic shields, then down to the Stop the Bleed training. We are hitting it in every different aspect we possibly can to help save a life. And we do that through you all's donations. So we've got it on the screen, 918-856-3977. Just text the word bleed kit. To all those that donated either at CrossFit, pre-CrossFit, or we even had several coming through today. Thank you. I just can't thank you enough. The donations are literally the only way that we're able to make any of this happen.
And remember too, if you commit to a $5 monthly donation, or I believe it's a $50 one-time donation, we'll get you a Project Tribute Challenge coin for that contribution. So yeah, please, if you can, go to text bleed kit to 918-856-3977. Help get some gear in the hands of first responders.
And then on our website, projecttribute.com, if you're an agency and you're, hey, how do I get stuff? Then there's that agency request form. It's not asking a bunch of details. What do you need and what would you use it for? That's it. Anything beyond, I'm going to use it to save a life. That's all I'm looking for.
Yep.
But the goal is that the agencies put in a request, and then we fund the request with minimal effort on their part. And then whenever we have the funds, we then deliver the gear, and that's what we do. Is Annie Saltzman? She put just such a succinct. That was a great, like, okay, why can't I word it that well?
Yeah, almost just worth going on there to read it.
Oh yeah, it was great. So what else, Bryce? What else do we need to hit on?
Let's see. We got some other stuff coming up here. The Jeep invasion.
Oh yeah. So the first one is Baxter Springs, and I'm going to be confirming with that folks. They want to do a podcast with us. So
nice.
But they it's a great cause. They're basically just, their initial idea was, how do we bring more business to Baxter Springs? And so they did a Jeep invasion. And this year, all the proceeds from that are going to be going to Project Tribute, or not all the proceeds, but like we are their beneficiary.
Yeah.
And so that's exciting. If you have a Jeep and you're interested in checking out Baxter Springs, they've got all sorts, from the car show to they've got just amazing things set up this year.
Yep. It'll be fun.
Oh yeah. It's a multi-day event. So this year I won't have the trailer for it, but next year I absolutely will. And so we're just going to keep getting bigger and badder every single year. And again, if you haven't checked out Tried and True Off-Road, man, out of Stillwater or Cushing, phenomenal folks over there. Their trailers, I'm excited. And he celebrated his 3rd year in business this week, I guess. And that was such a cool video to watch, just to see somebody with that much passion. And
he definitely loves what he does.
Oh man. I love folks like him, like Bear, like Bob, like Forrest. I mean, we get to be partners with some amazing folks and some amazing organizations. It's cool. It's such a blessing to be able to take part and be in the same room as some of these folks. So
inspiring, motivational.
Yeah. Okay, so we got Baxter Springs. And I've got the dates on there. I don't have it memorized, but that one's the next kind of big one. And then
August 18th to 20th.
Okay. Yep. And that's in Baxter Springs. That's like an hour and a half, 2-hour drive from here. And I'm directionally challenged. So, it's worth checking out. It's just a great group of folks setting up some good food, trying to just grow more business to their hometown. And then that's an agency we're going to be delivering to. And that's hopefully pretty soon here. And then after that, you got the Okie Jeep Jam in Muskogee. And that one we should, and I'm not holding Tried and True to this at all. Like if things get pushed back, quality over time, that's fine. But we should be launching the premiere or unveiling the trailer, and because it's a multi-day event for the Okie Jeep Jam. And so hopefully I can start attending a lot more of these and stay there and be comfortable. But so the Okie Jeep Jam, that was phenomenal as well. They had all sorts of vendors, hundreds of Jeeps out there. And I feel like the proceeds for that go to Special Olympics, but I'm not sure on that one. And all these have various websites and signups and all that. I think event wise, we've got lots of little events, and then Oak Park, the residents there just asked us to speak in September and come talk to them. And then Billy just asked me to speak Monday at her event. So we're definitely, a lot of folks are asking us to show up and take part.
Growing like crazy. It's super. It's amazing to see how quick everything's growing and progressing along. So people are hearing about it, and they believe in the mission, and they believe the people behind the mission.
And then Lacey Davis, just she volunteered with us, so trying to get her on board and be more active. So welcome Lacey to the team. if you guys are interested in, hey, I want to take part or I want to be at some of these events, it's not all of it's really, really exciting, but man, extra hands to help load and offload is always helpful.
Yep.
Or if you just want to come stand at the booth and just help us, that's fine.
Not super strong time commitments, like whenever you have time and whenever we have something going on, if you can help out, it's super helpful. And you can find more information about that on our at projecttribute.com, where you can fill out our volunteer form, and we might ask you a couple of questions, but it's pretty informal. Just kind of give us your information, so when we have opportunities, we can reach out to you with those. So yeah, if you're interested, please go sign up.
Where would they go to sign up?
The volunteer forms under on projecttribute.com.
Yeah, and it's actually at the very top. It's got its own tab for volunteer. I'll add that on here real quick. Boom. So you've got the volunteer, and then also you can subscribe if you'd like emails from us. And we don't send. I've sent like 3 out.
Yeah. I mean, we're working on that though. We're getting a newsletter up that's going to give you essentially the same information we're kind of dishing out to you now, but that way we can kind of keep everybody informed.
Yep. Also, I'm wearing a tie, so I started a new job today, and
sharp dressed man.
Sharper, just nothing too crazy here. Again, all this is through your donations. You can donate on our website. You can, if you see us out and about, just throwing us cash is fine too.
Yep.
We're looking at multiple different ways to continue to provide ways that you all can donate. Looking at what are the city code around flyers and that all the things. So we've got lots of volunteer opportunities that we're looking at in the future. But again, as these things are popping up, I'll post kind of on a Monday, hey, this is where we're going to be. So if you're doing nothing Saturday this week, come to Okie Overland and just come hang out with us, or check out whatever. I think that they're bringing in several vendors, and they'd asked for us to be there. And then again, there's always that text to donate, 918-856-3977. Just that $5 a month makes a massive difference. I mean, we've got 7,500 followers on Facebook right now, and that's $5 times 7,500 per month.
Exactly. Man. And even if you can't do that, if you could even just share our posts or even share this live stream with your friends and family on Facebook, that's a huge help too. Even if you just share our page with there's a specific area where you can share our page with your everybody in your friends list. So if you could do that, that helps us a ton. Just kind of getting our name out there. So the more eyeballs we can get on us, the more donations we can get, the more we can support our first responders. So please, if you can, share our posts when you see them, and definitely share our pages on all of our social media accounts. We're on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Am I missing any? Probably.
Let's see, your Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, all the various podcast channels like Apple Podcasts and all that.
There you go. We're on Apple Podcasts,
Buzzsprout. We're all over. So if you go to Project Tribute on like the main page, you'll have, like on mine, I had the 3 dots and invite friends, and then just click invite friends, and you can just go invite them. Now, again, if you're watching this from the supporters page, you can't share that one. That's a closed private group. Part of that is that because of what we do and who we support, we do get lots of bots that are there just to kind of flood our feed with spam. So that supporters page is there to keep it kind of protected should something happen with the main page. So if you're wanting to share, go to the main page. Everything we post on the supporter will also be on the main page. So if you're looking at it on the supporter and you don't see the share button, we can't add it on there, but you can, it's right there right now to go share the video. But help us grow, help us continue to reach more. TikTok is trying to figure out how to do lives from there. We now have the ability to start doing lives on TikTok, and then Instagram, same thing. So we're going to keep growing and keep going.
Yeah, I wouldn't even say, don't even think about it as just helping us, but by helping us get this gear to first responders, you're really helping your own communities. And not only that, but you're helping keep first responders safe, as well as, like I was saying, the communities that they serve. So just the bigger and faster we can grow, the more people we can help in helping out.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it does. I mean, again, 10 lives saved. And I don't think I'm not going to be shocked if by the end of this year we're going to be at $250,000 of gear handed out. I mean, we're right amazing. At the edge of $200,000 since our start. This year things have just exploded. Next year I expect things to go even further.
Mm-hmm.
If you do donate, don't forget about corporate matches. If you volunteer, a lot of your companies will do corporate matches. Walmart, Cherokee Nation, ConocoPhillips have all been phenomenal partners with us, and so thank you. Parsons Foundation is one that just came through. The Lion Foundation, did that massive donation for bleed kits for these 3 counties. So we've got lots of just great partners that have shown up and really been there for us. And again, Refuge Medical, they're out of Spiro, Oklahoma, and the thing that I really like about them is all their stuff is made in America. They want to keep their money here and keep their folks here. So their training group, July 21st, if you're a first responder, it's free. It's not free to the public. It's just been free to you guys. So we had Cherokee Nation funded that. What else? Is there anything else, Bryce?
I don't think I had anything else on my list.
Okay.
I don't think. Yeah, no, I think we pretty much covered everything. Yeah, everything coming up and everything that's happened in the past week or so. So,
all right. So I came across a quote that has just stuck out, and a few of my friends have already heard this so far. But the quote spoke about the same person never enters the same river twice. And that was such a powerful thing to me, because if you think about it, rivers are always moving and people are always changing. So it's I may have stepped here, but what's here isn't what it was back then, and who is stepping in there is never. So I thought that was such a great thing, just from a leadership perspective, that the change, in looking at 4 weeks ago, 5 weeks ago, you joined, and how much change you've seen in just this foundation in such a short time. So it was a powerful moment to me to realize that you just can't expect the same every single day. You're just constantly changing, constantly evolving, constantly moving. And our goal is to be moving towards more lives saved and more gear. I mean, it's just that simple. Okay, so if you want a yard sign, you can post on Facebook, text me your address. There's multiple different ways to reach out, and then somebody will deliver it to you.
Free delivery, free installation.
Yeah, there is. Well, I mean, yeah, I guess I will freely install. I've done it. I've done it a couple times. So then, if you're on the payment side for the yard signs, there's a couple of y'all that haven't connected with me yet. You can do Venmo, PayPal, or you can even just go on our website and do a $20 on the website. But yeah, so if you want a yard sign, they're $20. And let me zoom in on, I guess. Yep, there. I don't know which camera. It's this camera. So the yard signs, they're pretty good size, but $20, and then we'll drop one off. And so you can either prepay or, and if you haven't paid but you got your sign, there's drop $20 in the mailbox, or Venmo, PayPal, and our Venmo and PayPal is Project Tribute Foundation. So basically, every platform that we're on is Project Tribute Foundation. Boom. It's a lot of letters, but it's consistent.
Yep.
Well, with that, so we're gonna close it out this Monday. Looks like we've got a couple people still on here. Thank you. And every Monday we're just going to hop on here and try to do a recap. If for whatever reason, if we can't do it virtually, we'll do it or do it live. We'll record it and get it sent out. But thank you guys, James. Your pain. I'm sorry for all those that have to deal with him. Other than that, Bryce, what you got?
Nothing. I mean, unless any of y'all had any questions, even if you ask them afterward, we'll try to go through the actual post for the video here and answer your questions. But yeah, if any of y'all have any questions, feel free to give us a holler in the comments, and we'll get back to you.
And to the question, can we attach laser beams to sharks? Austin Powers proved yes. Yes, in fact, you can.
Just to clarify.
Yeah. So again, projecttribute.com. We've got our store on there. If you want some shirts or gear, it's, there's lots of stuff on there, especially that Remember Everyone Deployed, your Red Friday shirt. And then to donate, 918-856-3977, text the word bleed kit. Thanks, guys. Really appreciate y'all.
Take care.